Yep. Oh, it looks nice. No, that's cool. Oh, they can hear us. They can hear us talking. Yep. He saw me pick my nose. I didn't pick my nose.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. As I try to fix things here, I knew it would happen. I knew it would. There we go. Hello, everyone. We've already had our first technical difficulty on my end. We know how this is going to go. Welcome to episode 6 of the Debatereos podcast. I am one of your hosts, Justin. I'm here with the cooler of the two of us, the reason you're really here. Oreo, introduce yourself again.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So if you're wondering why we're hosting our Debatereos podcast on my channel, it's because that I forgot the rules of YouTube. So we're just going to, as soon as we're done, we're going to download EQ and all that fun stuff and put it up on the Debatereos channel right there. And I'm going to put a link in the description for our channel. And yeah, there we go. Put a link in the description for our channel too. So Oreo, what are we doing today?
So basically we're gonna boost BreadTubers. Now, if you guys don't know what BreadTubers are, or if you've been living under a rock for like the past 3 months, BreadTube is pretty much the leftist side of YouTube. That's where all the leftist content is, where you'll find it. Yep.
Yeah. And we're going to spread the bread just a little bit. So both of us are content creators, right? So you can find Oreo's YouTube channel on, youtube.com/OreoYT. Is that it?
Nah, I'll post it in chat.
There we go. Post it in chat. So, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull up some stuff here. Let's go ahead and post your Oreo, the YouTuber. Turns out when you just type in Oreo, you get Oreo. So, I'll wait for you to post it in chat. Why is Justin's half the screen bigger? Yeah, that's definitely because I'm a narcissist. So,
Right.
Can we boost the audio a bit? Of course we can. Of course we can. So there's that. And I'll boost mine just a little bit more. I hope this is acceptable for y'all. You guys suddenly became very quiet. How's this?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's a little bit better. Cool. All right. So what we're planning on doing today is running into about 20 more technical difficulties, which are all my fault. But aside from that, we're going to be looking at a few YouTube videos. I think we have 7 or 8 pulled up right now, and depending on how long we can go and how much energy both of us have, we'll go through as many as we're able to. And because of that, we're not going to watch the full YouTube videos because that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff to watch. But instead, as we go through them, I'm going to put the links to these videos in the description of this video. So if you get annoyed that we're talking over them or we cut it off at the wrong time, man, wouldn't it be great if you went and watched that video yourself, give them an extra view, and while you're there, give them a nice sub as well, right? Help us support these smaller content creators who put a lot of good work into their stuff and are very, underrated. So without further ado, Oreo, are you ready to get started?
Yes, I am.
All right, so our first video is going to be, let's see, screen capture, there we go. Our first video is going to be from Low T Charlie. So Low T Charlie, the reason I'm picking him first is because his thread, so he had this great thread on Twitter where he wanted to boost up a lot of leftist content creators, and that's just straight up where I ripped a lot of people from. So I wanted to give him first go here. And watch his video and kind of pay it back just a little bit because I stole a lot of these people from that thread. All right, so this video is called Let's Chat About Gender Identity.
I wanted to make this video a while ago, but this week has been insane. My mom was in the hospital for 3 days. Luckily it turned out to be really easy to treat, so she's okay. I started the semester, and it's been, and my financial aid reward was really, really low. It was about $276 for the first half of the semester, and then $276 again for the second half of the semester, and that's really not enough to live on. So I'm gonna have to borrow money from my family again. That's just what happens.
So right off the bat,
But anyway, I've been wanting to make this video. I know that
yeah.
my next video was supposed to be about trans men, but as I was writing the script and doing research for the video, there's something that I need to bring up that I haven't really addressed on this channel. In fact, I don't think I've really addressed my gender identity much.
Just a quick pause here. So when we're talking about trans issues, a lot of times trans men kind of get left behind. So I'm glad that we have at least that perspective here, and yeah. And I've already watched a lot of this video, so I'm putting the link to it in the description as we speak. Copy. And I'll get better at this as we go along.
One of the things I wanted to say was that, and I think I've mentioned this a few times on Twitter, is that I'm not entirely a man. Like, I'm trans. I was born, assigned female at birth. I transitioned to be a man. But as I've gotten older, the more I've thought about it, the more I've been like, I don't think I'm completely binary. And I've played around with different labels, genderqueer, gender fluid, non-binary, all that kind of stuff. And nothing's really stuck with me. And then I found, bigender, which, if you don't know what bigender is, it's essentially, it means, both genders, so, male and female. Though I personally understand it less as a binary thing, and more as, multi-gender, which I don't know if that's a thing. It probably is a thing. It's always a thing, I just like the sound of bigender more. It also would go with, because I'm bisexual, so I really don't believe that bi necessarily has to mean binary. I don't care if it's, grammatically correct. All this stuff is made up anyway. So I've been thinking about bigender, because I am really still very connected to womanhood, and for a long time it was difficult for me to process that because I was so dysphoric, my early transition. But as I've gotten farther on and I'm much happier with how I look, speaking of how I look, I'm sorry I'm not wearing a shirt, but it's really fucking hot, so I'm not gonna wear a shirt.
All right, that's a great place to stop it right here. So I've hopefully put a working link in the description right there. Let me guys know if you can see it, and let's also boost our audio a little bit. Boost! All right, I'm cranking my gain all the way up. I'm cranking it all the way up. All right, so what were your thoughts on that?
Definitely, at the beginning, I like how Charlie talked about their personal with college, because I'm going through the same thing. Except, luckily, my financial aid situation is not that bad, and I have to say it's mainly because it's community college. You don't really have to spend a lot of money there. So if you get financial aid and a scholarship, which is what I got, everything's pretty much covered, and plus with the grants and stuff. But yeah, once you, I don't want to make an assumption, but I'm just gonna assume Charlie is at a 4-year, which, oh boy, yeah,
they are a financial sink pit. It's gotten.
But I was
Go ahead.
But I was also interested in their idea, their idea of bigender, because that's something I never thought about, especially with trans people. The idea, like what Charlie said, I think before we ended the video, was how they're still very much connected to womanhood, because they are a trans man, and how they're connected to two gender identities, basically womanhood and manhood. So I like how they kind of theorize that, because I never thought about that.
Yeah, I really like that kind of personal story, that personal, like, these are my thought processes going in right now. And it's really healthy for a lot of people who are going to watch this video. Like, hey, I'm also working through some things. Let me see this thought process. Let me see what someone else who is going through something just a little bit similar to what I'm going through, and how it's okay to change, and how it's okay not to get it right the first time, or to get it right and then to change your mind. I think that's really, really healthy. In terms of like the production values, I think the sound was really, really good. I couldn't see what microphone they were using. The sound's really good. I like the black and white video.
Yeah, I love black and white so much.
With the border behind it, so there's some creativity there, and that little bit of the music that played in the background, I thought the mix was like spot on, just enough to like cover up any like background noise and add some ambiance to it, but you could still hear him really clearly. So I like that. And again, I stole a lot of these videos from him, so I thought it was only right that So Oreo, you have some of the videos. Do you want to pick the next one?
Yeah, let's I want to choose one that I gave you, and I think it was from Owen Macdonald, Fascism Scrooge of the Planet.
Fascism's Scrooge of the Planet. Alrighty. So all right, so let's pull this guy up right here.
Have massive power.
Turn it off 2 times speed. That's probably not going to be very fun to listen to. All right, screen capture, and here we go. So this is So first off, I'm going to go ahead and tweet this out while we're doing some stuff here. And next up is a video from, and I have all the Twitter handles up in a little document here to make sure I don't mess nothing up. Although I'm still going to mess something up, so. Alrighty, here we go. For real this time.
Donald Trump, America's far-right president, plans to eliminate and destroy environmental protections across America. Now, this should come as no surprise to anyone who has followed American politics. The right-wing consensus is essentially to desecrate any regulations as it interferes with the market. However, the already feeble and rather limited protections that exist for the environment being threatened with elimination is a concern to us all across every corner of the planet. With climate change looming, not even looming really, underway, environmental destruction ongoing across the globe, we find ourselves in a global catastrophe where we're actively destroying our planet and seemingly powerless to do anything about it. And as per usual, this can be blamed upon the capitalist system we have. It's easy to pretend that Trump is just a one-off, a villainous man doing bad things because he's bad. And while it's true that he is a terrible person, he's part of a system that encourages and rewards this awful behaviour and these terrible policies. Trump is a capitalist. He has the interest of accumulating capital and commodifying whatever he can to do so. And subsequently, as a capitalist, he has many vehicles for which he operates upon. He has corporations and massive entities of capital that are part of his network and serve him and his beliefs and ideas. And these corporations have a vested interest in repealing and blocking and opposing any kind of environmental regulation. As
I want to pause it right there just to make sure I can post this in the description here. So What are you thinking so far? So you are you're kind of friends with Owen, right? Just
Yeah.
not just a fan, but actually a friend. So
Yeah, Owen's very anti-fascist.
I think we can probably see that, right? Which is a
also,
good thing. That's where you want to be.
Also, to bring up another regulation that Trump wants to take away is because my girlfriend actually told me about this. I'm so proud of her. She's starting to get more involved in the politics. I'm so proud of her. But she talked about how I forgot the name of the forest, but it's in Alaska, and he wants to uplift regulations on that forest. And it's like, well, shit, we saw what happened with the Amazon, right? We're starting to see what's happening there. Bolsonaro uplifted regulations on the Amazon, and now we're dealing with the man-made fire because of agricultural reasons, I think. But yeah,
it's hard to make the case in a lot of these scenarios where profit motive wasn't the thing that was. I mean, capitalism does value profit over everything, and unless there is a tangible profit loss from destroying the environment in the fairly short term, if you're going to destroy the environment like next week, maybe that's enough of an incentive. But yeah, there are a lot of problems regarding that. I do know that a lot of those fires in the Amazon were man-made. They were man-started. So yes, and I talked to him just a little bit before this to kind of get his permission to use this video, and he is unscripted from what I can gather. What he told me, Yeah, so he just kind of has a basic outline of what he wants to say, and then he just he goes for it. So I think that takes a lot of like courage and confidence that I don't think that I really have. You can tell that I'm not super comfortable going live, but then he just one take and that's it. So what's some other stuff that he's done that you're a fan of, or just any stories of Owen that you have to give us?
Because I've only known Owen for like about a relatively short time compared to other people in our circle, like the Effeminate Degenerate. I think she's known Owen for almost a year or over a year. So, but I guess one Owen story.
One Owen story, okay.
Was like our live stream that we did when we were just talking about different politics and stuff, and
yeah, I did see that. So you've been on a live stream with him, yeah.
Yeah, it was something about the movies and Star Wars, and how like, oh yeah, like you guys complain about Star Wars all the time, but like everybody's gonna go see the movie anyway, like, you know, and you're also giving the company attention. That was something we laughed over because we both dealt with that, like experiencing people who I guess would say, hey, I don't care about Brie Larson, for example. I don't care about Brie Larson, but like Captain Marvel sucked, and it's like, well, how do you know it sucked? And because I went to the movies to go watch it. And it's like, well, that's
so you cared a little bit, right? You cared enough to drop not an insignificant amount of money for a lot of people. So yeah. All right. Next one coming up. Any last notes on that video from Owen?
No, it was a good video. I'll have to watch the rest of it though, but from what I've seen so far, it seems good.
Yeah, if he was engaging, I know I stopped it just a little short because it was a shorter video, just over 5 minutes. So if you were curious, there's a link in the description, and you should probably go give him another view. Something that I've watched a few of these, and I was supposed to do this at the beginning. Oreo, as a content creator, do you have any like general advice to give people just starting out, to new creators who are just thinking about starting a channel?
Any advice? I'd have to say, just like, if you want to talk about a topic that like that's not a response video, because response videos are pretty easy to do. You just have to like know like their arguments and try to come up with a rebuttal to it. So like, for example, like I wanted to do the response video to No Bullshit's video about Pride Month, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, well, when you look at it, like bisexuals really don't face any type of discrimination or oppression, like, but this, I don't know if this really wouldn't count as discrimination, but I'm not really sure if it counts as oppression. But it's a good point to bring up that LGBTQ plus, in particular, women, but we can also note men. The numbers for sexual assault or corrective rape, those are high for those groups.
Yeah,
it's a high number. So you could use that as a point to say, well, there are problems that the LGBTQ plus community faces. It might not be systemic oppression like the government has laws, although there are some states like Mississippi, but but like that might not be as existent. We have progressed a long way, but like in terms of, I guess you could say, social oppression or social discrimination, there are still problems that the community faces. So I want to say, like, with response videos, they're easier to do, but you still have to know what you're talking about. Like, you still might have to go
just from what you were just saying now, they're not zero effort if they're done correctly. Yeah, you can just watch a video and go, ugh, this guy's stupid. But you can also do you can also watch it, do a ton of research. You can bring up counterpoints to everything, like the things that are well thought out, and have essentially just that being a basis for a script on a topic. So yeah, don't be afraid of.
Also with script, like I would suggest doing a script because it's easier to read something and try kind of get your points out on paper rather than speaking out the top of your head. But like with Owen, if you are really good at just, saying things off the top of your head, and, doing them, I guess you could say improvisation. Yeah, improv. Oh my God. Just coming up with things off the top of your head, then yeah, I'd say like that's really good.
Yeah, and a lot of people will come back to a YouTube channel because of the personality, not just for the content, although the content is very, very important. Some people are just really engaging to watch; they're interesting. So Owen comes across as like that he's really motivated in what he's talking about. He comes across as very, very intelligent. He's come across as like a nice dude. So you would go to his channel because you want to hear what he has to say about stuff. So. And that doesn't have to be everybody too, because some people are a little more camera shy. So I usually use a script for most of my videos, except for the one that was the mock response video. That's fine too. There's a lot of different ways to do it. So a big point that I will say if you're just starting to be a content creator is sound is way more important than video. Yeah. People will watch a low res crappy video. They will not listen to bad audio. And all the people that I've listened to so far have decent audio. Some of them have great audio, which is always great. So you never want to listen to a really bad microphone. Something that I will say is learn.
A perfect example. She's not a leftist, but shoe on head. Notice how like with her videos she uses the potato cam, which is what some people call it. Like her webcam quality is, I think, like 480p.
Yeah.
And it's 2019. But even though it's bad quality, she has a good mic and she's very engaging. And it's like, well, that's what keeps people coming is the personality and also just a clear sound.
Oh yeah. And most of us already have all the equipment we need. Like a phone is going to a fairly modern phone is going to take very, very, very good video today. And if you talk into your phone like so, like kind of hold it like a microphone, the audio is in it's really good too. It just has to do with your room. And this is going to come up a few times because I have watched a lot of the videos. Right before we get into it, I want to show you guys a really quick trick to help with all that. If there's hiss or background noise or anything like that. If you don't know this, and you're a burgeoning content creator, this is a decent little point to bring up here. So let's say I have Audacity. Audacity is super free.
Oh, yeah, it is. I love Audacity.
So Audacity is super duper free. And
I think you can use it on. Can't you use it on not iOS, but I think it would be Linux or.
As far as I know, you can use it on everything. So I have a PC. I've also used it on my husband's Mac before. It just works. So
yeah, Mac.
So yeah, let's just say that you had some sort of background noise. So like this, I'm holding my fan right next to my microphone, and you can see it's picking up a lot of extra noise. So let's record something. So that's just a little bit of an example, and if we play it back. So let's record something. Yeah, you can hear a lot of hiss in the background, right? And that's not pleasant to listen to. Here's how easy this is. Take a section of where you're not talking. Go to Effect. Go to Noise Reduction. Get Noise Profile. And it's going to take all the frequencies in that. Double-click on the whole thing. Go back to Noise Reduction. Hit OK. And now... So let's record something. Almost all of it's gone. So... And that was me like holding up a fan like right next to the microphone, so the worst possible conditions. So that's a little tip, guys. And this isn't a crash course, so let's go ahead and go for the next video. What do you say?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so our next one, and I want to actually do this in the order that I'm supposed to do it here. So I wanted to watch Paul Joseph Watson, What Even Is Humor, because it's dunking on PJW. And it's about humor. How could I not absolutely love this, right? So give me one quick second to put this in the description. So this is by PJW Corrections. Put it in here, and I'm going to put a link to his Twitter as well. And while the video is playing, I'll also link to it I'll also tweet that out. So there's his Twitter, there's this video. So without further ado, let's watch something about humor here. All right. And here we go.
Humor is very funny things that we laugh at, or sometimes don't laugh at, but type LOL instead while remaining completely expressionless. Paul Joseph Watson understands humor. Sometimes, when it suits him. Paul's a YouTuber and nominally a journalist who used to be into conspiracy theories, but has recently seen the light and is now into theories of conspiracy instead. Paul's primary source of income is from profit made by the InfoWars store, presided over here by an extremely recent photograph of Alex Jones from 10 years ago. The InfoWars store sells brain elixirs to people who have been whipped into such a paranoid frothing rage by the stories and videos that are reported, fabricated, or just plagiarized by the InfoWars website that they feel the only way they can get by in this hellscape of a world run by nihilistic, child-molesting globalists is to prime their body and mind with powerful, sustainable bursts of energy because without them they die. I'm joking, of course. The people who buy InfoWars nootropics, I'm sure, are doing so out of a sense of total rationality, which is probably more terrifying, actually. Today we're going to take a look at how Paul Joseph Watson misrepresents jokes to his audience, and how I think he does this knowingly. We'll also have a little think about why he might do this. Actually, we can skip straight to that bit because it's the shortest section, and it's a good thing to bear in mind as we go on today.
He does sound
Here
like
it
PJ.
is. I think that Paul knowingly misrepresents jokes to his audience because he wants to get them outraged. And I could be wrong. But I'm not. Right, let's dive on in. The Daily Show is an American late-night topical comedy program. This means it takes current events and makes jokes out of them. In order to boost the profile of the show, slave interns are forced by Whippoint to post content from the show in the form of memes on social media platforms.
He sounds so much
For example,
like Paul
this
Joseph
meme
Watson.
presents a joke taken from the show about the birth of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's first child back in May. It says, not only did Prince Harry watch his wife give birth, that's probably the first time he's seen a royal family member perform labour of any kind. And Paul circulated this joke to his audience, adding the comment, because 2 tours of Afghanistan doesn't count as labour, eh, Trev?
That's too close. No, that's too close. that was spot. He already sounded so much like PJW. That was spot on. All right, first impressions on this, man. His delivery is spot on. Like he's got that. He's got that deadpan delivery that makes jokes work like a lot. I genuinely I cracked a smile on just that first little bit. So, all right. Any notes on it so far? First impressions?
Very funny. Very funny.
Which, if you're in, I've came into this too. If you're gonna make a video about humor, you got to show that you've got at least some chops on humor, right? So let's watch another 60 seconds or so.
Sorry, that's a terrible impression. I probably won't do that ever
It
again.
wasn't terrible.
But while there's nothing quite as draining as having to explain a joke, I'm going to explain this one anyway. Trevor is purposefully confusing the multiple meanings of the word labour in reference to the Duchess giving birth and the long-standing observation about the perceived work-shy nature of the British royal family. We call this a joke. And for Paul to present it to his audience with such a po-faced comment is a really weird reaction to have. It's obviously a joke. It's structured like a joke. It's from a comedy show. Why would Paul react the way he did? It's like someone saying, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" And Paul responding, "A chicken does not have the mental capacity to make an informed choice about crossing a road, so asking why it would do so is a futile endeavour." Trevor.
All right, I like that a lot. So, this is his, I think, his first video, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's see. This is his. Yeah, let's go check his channel really quick. Yeah, this is his first and only video so far. And just 124 subs. Y'all, we are leaving a lot of quality on the table. So this is a very good first start.
Yeah, it is.
It's edited okay. Oh, no, it's edited really well, actually. Like, he's got jokes in there. That fake tweet was done really, really well. The audio sounds okay. There's one thing about the audio that he's already kind of acknowledged. So he has a lot of what are called plosives. So that's when you pop into the microphone, and I have my own problem. I have my own problems with that. So, and I'm sure he already knows how to fix it, and it's not that bad. It's not gonna make me not want to watch the rest of the video. But you can either use some sort of little foam cover like this. You can go out and buy a pop filter like this for $20. Oh, you can't actually see me. There we go.
Or you can get one of the foam covers like on my blue Snowball.
So little foam covers like this that we're both using right now because they don't get in the way. You can buy a giant one like this. These are about $20 for $15-20, and you can find some for cheaper. Or if you are not a talking head, because a lot of content creators like to just have their voice over top of visuals, that makes it to where you can read your script. So if you're shy on camera, or you don't want to have to worry about filming, or you don't want to have to worry about like all the other things that come with like being on camera, like hand gestures, eye placement, stuff like that, and memorizing lines, you can cheat. You can make your own little pop filter.
Yeah.
This is $1.20.
There's actually one tip I saw where you can actually put a sock over a microphone.
Yeah.
And it works as a pop filter.
It works. This one that I made right here was, this is a embroidery hoop. It was $1.25, and I just have an old pair of dress socks over top of it. And it's perfectly good at stopping pops. So, really, really effective. It's actually more effective than the one I paid $20 for. So, that's good. All right, so really great video. We've had some great videos so far, and all of these people criminally undersubbed. Go check them out. Give them a little bit of help. All right. So, what's our next video, Oreo?
Well, because I'm on my phone. Because I don't know if you noticed, but I've been looking at the videos on my phone. So
that's good. All right,
let's see who's next.
A few of them pulled up here.
Let's try with on BreadTube and Race. I think this is by Jett Cloud.
Yes. So on BreadTube and Race. So let's make sure I.
Yep,
on BreadTube and Race from Jett Cloud. So he's got 1.2K subs. So not tiny, but still a lot of these people deserve to be way bigger than they actually are. And I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning. I only have to screw up 9 or 10 times.
Yeah, he reached 1,000, I think, about a week ago. So he's growing at a pretty fast. Well, I think it was a week or two.
Well, let's see if we can help him grow just a tiny bit faster. So Jett Cloud. Here's his link to this video, the link to his Twitter right there. Going on Twitter.
Oh, and if you look in the comments, you see a special someone.
Next. Oh wait, who's in the comments?
Oh, guess.
I can't. Oh, and next is a video from. I'm so excited. Let's see. Wait, Comments on our video?
No, comments on Jett's video.
On Jett's video, we see a certain... Oh, suck my opinion, Path Evermore. Who am I looking for? Oh, the Surfs. Awesome. Who am I looking for specifically?
It was me. I commented on it. Yeah, I commented on his video. I forgot.
Hey, we do. We see it. Nice. Let's give you a nice little thumbs up. How about that? All right, y'all. So on BreadTube and so this was a topic a while back, right? Oh, it's a while back. It came to the forefront a while back, but it's still a topic, obviously. So and this, and this came out. I should be reading it. So about a month ago, July. Yeah, just a little over. Yeah, almost exactly a month ago. So all right, guys, let's not dally or dilly. Come on now. There we go. Let's start this guy.
So today I want to talk about...
By the way, that if you heard the audio go, that was me. I was trying to adjust volumes because that was loud in my headset. So that was me, not him.
A little topic that's a bit meta about the current state of left-wing YouTube, aka BreadTube, aka whatever else you want to call it exactly. There was a video a little bit over a month ago from Cat Black, which was titled, "Why is LeftTube so white?" Many creators, big and small, I thought, who could be classified in the BreadTube sphere, did respond positively to this message. However, I did notice that in a lot of the Facebook groups and other things that I were in, where it was more so viewers and the audience of BreadTubers, there were a lot of people who were kind of outwardly hostile towards her message. And this isn't something that I was at all surprised by, because whenever people of color talk out in spaces about there being problems with inclusivity and diversity and there being a privileging of white voices, a lot of people in those predominantly white spaces normally get very uncomfortable and honestly a lot of times get pretty upset about it. In addition to Cat Black's video, T1J also has spoken out about this, I believe officially on his YouTube, but also on Twitter. I've noticed this is something he's been speaking about a lot. T1J is a black YouTuber who talks about a lot of things about his journey away from more alt-right thinkers like Sam Harris and his journey away from believing in reactionary ideologies towards generally more what you could call progressive social values. But much like Cat Black isn't somebody who's necessarily explicitly leftist in a political sense, and more so aligns with what one could think of as the social justice left. But today I want to look at why these two prominent YouTubers who do have some significant overlap in audiences and messaging with BreadTube feel unwelcomed or unwanted or underappreciated in these spaces. Now, like I was saying earlier, T1J and Cat Black are not channels that one would think of as being traditionally leftist in any sort of Marxist or socialist, communist, or explicitly economically leftist sense. They do have many sensibilities that align with the left. However, I think they could most adequately, from a cursory glance, be classified as more so progressives or something along those lines, which I think is kind of part of the problem with the term progressive, that it doesn't necessarily mean anything of substance. In my view, the term progressive serves to give Americans some sort of alternative option to just the blatant capitalism that we see most of our mainstream politicians advocating for and supporting, but it does not give those people the tools or even goals of fundamentally challenging the capitalist imperialist system we live under in any sort of meaningful way. Now, T1J has expressed on Twitter that he's not entirely sure what either BreadTube or the left is entirely supposed to be comprised of, which...
That's a good place to take a pause. So, this is good. Like, this is really... the content is good. It's very, very well delivered. His sound quality is good. I wish you would tilt his camera down just a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's a small thing. All right. So what do you think about not just the video, but what he's talking about?
I think it's interesting because you don't really hear about a lot of POC voices in BreadTube. I mean, you could count Cat Black and T1J, but when you talk about BreadTube and you talk about BreadTubers, the names that mostly come up are H Bomber Guy or Sean and Jin, Three Arrows, or consequences, especially consequences.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, sure. I don't know why I'm playing with my pillow. Sure. You know, they're bread tubers, but the thing is that, you know, they're white. Not to diminish them, you know, saying like, oh yeah, well, they're white, I'm not going to listen to them. But it's just like, when you talk about POC and BreadTube, it's like they don't really get enough attention, or they don't get enough, I guess you could say, how do I put this? Thanks, I guess, or God, there's a word I'm looking for, but I just don't know. But yeah, they just really don't get enough attention.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with that, because it does. All the big names are, despite like people like T1J putting out extremely good content. Like, he had one where he talked about Tina Fey.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention
that one.
So good.
So I am a super fan of Tina Fey. She's one of my favorite writers out there, and his approach to it was like so thoughtful, and like it was just a really good way to approach that. It did not. I really appreciated him taking this time to do a thoughtful critique of someone that I really like. So I'm not just a fanboy. I thought I watched that over Christmas, and man, that was really, really good. And he is growing, but I mean, this is kind of a conversation that a lot of us are having. Like, what is BreadTube? What is LevTube? What does it take? Do you have to be explicitly anti-capitalist? Like, I can't.
Or could you just be a progressive? You know?
Yeah. So someone like Owen Macdonald, who we saw earlier, he's explicitly anti-capitalist. He is explicitly in BreadTube.
Right. And I even think Jett Cloud would.
Yeah, I was getting some vibes.
Yeah. When he said the capitalist imperialist, I was like, yeah, anti-capitalist.
Yeah, anti-capitalist, definitely. Yeah. So hopefully, I have seen a lot of this, of people trying to boost smaller content creators, trying to boost especially voices that we don't hear from a ton. That's not to say that, you know, everyone shouldn't try and doesn't deserve a voice, but there's a lot of stuff that a lot of us look over. So sometimes if you see a certain type of creator, you're already gonna make that judgment, like, cool, I support them, but they're probably not talking about something. They're probably gonna talk about whatever they're about, right?
Yeah, I mean, he has over 1,000 subs. I forgot about that too, but I think his voice definitely should be heard. He's a great content creator. Has a lot of thought.
Yeah, just
has a lot of Geez, I could not speak today. Has a lot of thoughtful content out there, and
yeah. So I like that one quite a bit. Let's see, I'm trying to keep an eye on chat too. So, woo! All right. So who's our next victim here?
Victim.
I mean, our next victim of love and support. Yeah, let's see. We have. Oh, here's a video that's not necessarily LeftTube, but it's from one of our mutual friends. He's in a chat with us, and he put a lot of work into it, and criminally underviewed. So yeah, criminally underviewed. So let's show Tardulv some love. So first.
Tardulv has a YouTube channel.
He does, yeah. So let's show him some love. I'm gonna put this in the description.
I did not know that. I got a sub now.
Tardulv. So here's the video we're watching, y'all. Just put it in the description. And I'm gonna pull up my little notepad here, and here's his Twitter. Next is a video. Show this thread. Add another tweet.
Oh yeah, he does. Oh wait, what's the title of the video?
It is Dig It Up, UFOs in Medieval Art. So a little bit of a change in pace, but still Tardulv's a good guy. He's definitely on the left. And a lot of content doesn't have to be explicitly like, this is anti-capitalist. It can be of whatever you want it to be. You don't have to be, just to be a part of BreadTube, you don't have to just make anti-capitalist or progressive content. Or I would like it to be as inclusive as possible. So so it could be explicitly political. It could just be looking at media, but through a specific, kind of a slightly left-leaning lens. Or you can make completely apolitical content and just have a presence on online that does kind of let people know where you fall.
Yeah, I'm still planning on doing that Max Payne video. I'm still planning on.
Yeah,
I think I talked about it on Twitter about a few months ago. I was like, I was gonna do a video where I talk about the Max Payne video game series, like the story from a leftist perspective, because there are there are points in the series where it does tie in with politics.
Yeah. All right, you ready? Ready to watch?
Yeah.
Okay, cool stuff. Let's us go. First of all, how cool is that opening? Already got a badass background, already got a really cool riff. That is really well edited, so we're already doing well.
Welcome to a new video series with me, Tardulv. This series' goal is to debunk myths and stuff that pops up usually in top list videos like top 5 archaeological finds or top 10 mysterious pictures we can't explain, or top 15 bullshit paranormal crap we find that we can't explain but is already debunked, so we are going to show it anyway because people are going to believe it. The idea of this series is basically just putting out and correcting a lot of the false statement that people make about certain things, events, or historical figures.
Just to interrupt real quick, I always like it because, man, shooting can be really exhausting. So he's on camera. It's not just his voice, although he's doing really well with his voice, and he's also doing a green screen effect. Have you ever played with green screen at all?
Oh, I don't have a green screen, but I want one.
Want one? Oh, so they're cool because you can do stuff like this, but they're also really frustrating because I mean, all of us are amateurs, and so but he's kind of drawing into it. His ghost hat. So there's probably some shadows in his green screen behind him that are also being picked up.
I heard like with one of the Logitech cameras though, when you're recording, you can actually make it so it's like a green screen. Like there's no box with the border; it's just you. But like you don't need a green screen. But I don't know how you would do that. But it's interesting.
It's if you do have a mistake, why not draw attention to it to make yourself a little bit more endearing, like Tardulv's doing right here. Yeah. So I like that quite a bit.
Ghost hat.
It is also about learning you, the viewer, how to source check or how to cross check your sources, make sure they are legitimate, make sure it's not from a conspiracy theory or something like that. Really make sure that you as well can, in the future, when you see something like this, when you see an extraordinary claim, that you can yourself look up the facts on this, and maybe we can together call out the bullshit some people are pulling. This series is not about going after the creators themselves. This series is about pointing out the errors that they do, because I know some of these people are actually smart, they're not dumb, but they're really selective in the research, and sometimes I think they researched realized.
Yeah, just to pause right there. Like when he says people are selective about research, yeah, totally. Like I've watched some of these horror like top 5. I love horror channels, by the way. Listen, I might like close my eyes during a horror film and someone's about to get murdered, but I just love like listening to horror stories and top 10s of like creepy stuff. But yeah, like there's this one video where it's like it was a painting from I think the Renaissance era, and had like something that like a UFO in the back. They're like, oh yeah, like this looks like a UFO, but is it a UFO?
Is it?
Sure. I'm like, so, but okay.
I also like how he's setting it up. He's like, yeah, don't just take anybody's word for it. Learn how to cross-check, learn how to do sources, and he's going to go into how to do a lot of this stuff, as well as like the process for these specific instances. So we don't want to spoil too much of it, but let's watch another 30-40 seconds. I want to actually jump ahead just a little bit. so we can see.
Wait, what's the timestamp too?
Timestamp. So I'm at 1:56, and I'm gonna jump to 4 minutes even. Okay.
4 minutes. Okay.
And he's got the pyramid head logo. I love it. All right. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
All of my claims can be found in links in the description as well, so you can fact check up on me. I also encourage you to watch this video to make sure that I am not misrepresenting him in any way.
The Madonna with Saint Giovannino. The Madonna with Saint Giovannino is a painting from the 15th century. It depicts Madonna with the infant Christ and St. John the Baptist, and is believed to have been painted by Domenico Ghirlandaio, although the artist and the origin of the painting cannot be confirmed. The painting currently hangs in Palazzo Vecchio in Italy, and if you take a look, you can see Madonna in the front with the infant Christ and St. John the Baptist, and a shepherd with his dog in the background. But it's not the main image that stirs up controversy and imagination. It's the spot in the sky above the lady's shoulder.
Yeah, I knew it. I done knew it.
On closer inspection, it appears to be a dome-shaped, metallic-looking object with light spheres radiating from it.
That's a good place to draw some attention here, right? So, yeah, there we go.
This idea of UFO.
I want to know how he debunks this. I'm already interested. So
I'm gonna put it and watch later.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm really it's really interesting. I'm really excited to see what he's gonna do with this, see how he debunks that, because that was cool. And he's not calling this dude an idiot. The video that he's kind of sort of reacting to, he's like we all make mistakes. So he's doing it in a way let's just try to be factual. Another thing that's kind of unites left tubers in general is that we do like to put in a lot of links in the description so you can check for yourself. We try to be open and honest and not obfuscate the truth.
Even though I've been slacking on that.
Hey. No,
I've been slacking on putting the links in the description.
You can always go back and change it though, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. So I've been planning on doing that, but I'm just
You'll get it though. All right, so how do we do it? So it's been 50 minutes of actual stream time. I think we can get through a few more, right?
Yeah.
Let's check Twitter. Make sure no one else is throwing out any more. All right. So let's keep going here. So thanks Tardulv for a little bit of content here. Give you a like. Already subbed to you. All right, so we have the Effeminate Degenerate. This one's we're gonna watch the full thing here, just because it's a channel introduction, so we don't have to pause or anything. So this would just be a great, channel introduction for the Effeminate Degenerate. Let's, pull that up. You ready, Oreo?
Oh crap! Wait.
That's all right.
And come on.
Of course.
And I'm ready.
You're ready? Awesome. Here we go.
Yeah, this video's from 2018, so it's about over a year. But
yeah.
I'm the Effeminate Degenerate. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Is my YouTube channel going to be one of the fun ones, you ask? You know, the ones where people set mattresses on fire in empty pools, blast air horns, show off their expensive clothing and nice houses for 15 minutes, and generally act like entitled assholes for views? Short answer, no. Long answer. This is going to be a YouTube channel about politics. Wait, don't go. I promise it won't be boring, most of the time. Although, I do get why you might be worried, given the giant dumpster fire that politics has turned into lately. What with global warming, rising white nationalism, rampant inequality, the threat of nuclear annihilation, and having to listen to the mindless ramblings of the wonderful president, I can see why politics might be something that most people want to avoid. The problem with politics is, love them or hate them, if you ignore them, things will get worse. That's why I've started this YouTube channel, to share my perspective and to tackle these issues head on. It's important to start by acknowledging my political biases. Like everyone, I look at the world through my own individual, flawed perspective. Specifically, I'm a socialist, an environmentalist, and an intersectional feminist, and part of my YouTube channel will be explaining what the hell any of that means. Spoiler, it's probably not what you think it is. I'm also open to dialogue and debate. I want to learn from you, and I hope you'll be able to learn something from me. If you're on the right side of the political spectrum, I hope you will tune in, and maybe you'll be able to challenge some of your preconceptions. Anyway, that's all for now. See you in about a week, where I'll be doing a video about, well, there are a few choices. I'll be putting a link to a poll to decide just that on my Twitter page. If you're interested in hearing more from me, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button below and the grey bell. Ta-ta for now.
Alright, so what are our thoughts on that?
I was muted.
You're muted.
I love it. I love it. Just like I'm friends with Owen Macdonald, I'm also friends with the Effeminate Degenerate, and I know her a lot better than I do Owen. Just because I like.
Oh yeah, I'm in that chat too.
Yeah, she like this video right here is just a perfect introduction. One, it tells us she's gonna add some like wit into her videos. Like at the beginning when she's talking about, is my gonna be like setting mattresses on fire, and, like showing off my cool house for 15 minutes. No, it's not.
Already here with that.
About politics. Wait, don't go. I promise. It's not going to be. It's not boring. At least most of the time. Like I love that. Because it draws you in. You know, it gives one. It shows that she's not like just a boring politic talker. Like, oh hey, yeah, this is my channel. And just talk about politics. Like, let's just talk about what I am. Like, no. It shows that she's going to add, there are moments in her videos where she's going to be humorous. There are moments in her videos where she's going to be, you know, just throwing around wit and, you know, just in general being a funny person.
Oh yeah, and the editing on that was really, really good too. She's a very engaging speaker. The editing was good. It was tight. It has that YouTube feel, and there's not a lot of dead space. There's always something up there. What's up?
All right.
So yeah, there's not a lot of dead space in there. And I love the visuals. They were just stills. They were just that little bit of a pan to get it made a little bit more, just make it a little more vibrant, a little more dynamic. The only thing I would say on that is that hiss in the video. So there's just a little too much hiss in that video, but that's an easy fix. Yeah, take care of that, and that's one of the best introduction videos that I've seen on YouTube. It tells you exactly what she's going to be about. It's very engaging. There's just everything about it was perfect, except for that hiss. Fix that, and that's like the introduction video. That's like the quintessential one, the one that we should all like we look at and then steal from. So
you know what? I'm eating nachos right now, so I'm just gonna eat nachos on stream.
That's okay. Just eat them on stream. Here. Are we all? Yeah, we're both up here. I'm putting that. I was bad, and I forgot to put that in the description. Now I have to see if I can spell Effeminate Degenerate. I can't do it. So I want to pull that up again, just so I can know how to spell it. No, I mean, yeah. So there's a YouTube link. And a link to her Twitter.
But all I see is topless videos in the chat. What the?
Why not, right? Alright, so coming up here on an hour. What do you think? One more?
Yeah.
One more. So we got a few of them here that we could go through. It's either free therapy from the general line or the bad science behind the Caster Semenya ruling. Just don't have time to get through all of them today. Both of these are really cool. So this one, okay, how about this? The free therapy for all. So I'll screen share this. So this is a short film. This is this guy's first video. All right, so his first video, he uploaded it 1 or 2 days ago, and it's a short film on mental health and capitalism and things like that. I've already watched it. This is a very, very, very good first video. It's the theatrical elements of LeftTube are definitely seeping into. They're definitely inspiring a lot of people to be very creative with their videos. So, but because of that, and because it's not going to be great to watch on stream, but I'm still going to put it in the description and still tell you where to find the general line. So let's put that in here. The general line. So here's the link to the video, and here is their Twitter handle. Y'all show them some love. Watch this video after we're done. I've seen it. It's really, really well done, but I can't not do the one about science. So I'm sorry, Oreo. We're gonna do the one about science. All right, are you ready, sir? The bad science behind the Caster-Semenya ruling. You just about ready? Yep. All right, I'm going to turn up the desktop audio again, and
male puberty.
Let's actually make sure we start at the beginning.
A recent series of court decisions against Caster-Semenya have upheld the IAAF's new DSD regulations, effectively banning her from competition. But did you know that the scientific justification for the regulations centres upon a single discredited study? Let's find out more. In 2011, following Semenya's rise to prominence amid often disgraceful and intrusive media coverage, the IAAF introduced new hyperandrogenism regulations, restricting participation in women's events to those with serum testosterone levels below 10 nanomoles per litre. These regulations were overturned in 2015, following a lawsuit brought by Dutee Chand. The court ruled that the IAAF had produced no evidence that endogenous testosterone differences in women contributed to a significant athletic advantage. At this point, it's worth addressing a question you're likely asking. Is there a link between testosterone and athletic performance? Yes. Yes, there is. There is a link, but it's a whole lot less straightforward than many might imagine. We know that large doses of exogenous testosterone can aid muscle growth in cases such as doping. We also know that testosterone is the main driver of sex determination and male puberty. We also know that trans women who undergo HRT lose muscle mass, bone density, and hemoglobin levels. But just because T plays some role in sports performance, it does not necessarily follow that reading off a single number, serum testosterone concentration, is a valid measure of somebody's ability to benefit from it. It may not be as simple as high T good, low T bad. Having more testosterone isn't helpful if you have high testosterone because your body isn't very sensitive to it. Studies have not generally found a clear relationship between T level and performance. For example, one recent study of male athletes found that many have unusually low testosterone, especially powerlifters.
The cockles of my heart are being warmed so much right now. I did a very similar video to this, and I pulled up that exact same study. So I'm already a fan. I pulled up this exact same study, and I think, yes, I'm real happy about that. So we have a pretty even mix of creators who are on camera, like they're personality driven with their content being like really focused around their thoughts, and then on kind of not on the other side, but we also have a lot of content creators who are behind the camera who are just doing voiceover against a lot of research and visuals and things like that. And there's people who are a mix of two. So there's a lot of different directions that all these creators are going towards, and I'm really encouraged by like how many new creators are coming out of the woodwork from so many different places. So that's super encouraging. I'm glad to see this. And man, like the effort is obvious in all of these. Like the passion for what you're talking about is obvious in all of these. Like this isn't easy. Like what the general line is doing. This isn't easy. You can't just like write this out in 20 minutes and toss it together. No, all of that editing took a long time. The script writing took a long time. All that research took a long time. So, yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited. I'm really glad that they're doing really well here. So, any thoughts on the bad science behind the caster Semenya ruling?
Hold on. Because these are good. Man, I gotta say, like, all the content was really good, and some were personal, like with Loti.
Mm-hmm.
They went on about their personal experiences at the beginning, but then they eventually got to, I guess, their personal ideas about gender identity, while some, I want to say, more informative. Well,
no, you're right.
Yeah,
I mean, all of them are informative in some way, right? Like informing you about this person and their struggles is giving you ideas of especially if you're going through something similar, but not even a lot of people who aren't going through that. Just it's good for us cis people. It's good for us to understand. So we get to get this perspective from someone like firsthand. That we don't have to hear about it through a potentially like uncharitable filter.
Right, right.
Yeah. I'm really encouraged at the state, not only just because there's a lot of content creators, but the sense of community, I think, is definitely there. So, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I stole a lot of these from a thread that Low T Charlie did. And people really want to promote other leftist creators. Like, it's not just about, well, hey, if someone's watching your stuff, they're not watching mine, and we're in competition. It's like, no, we have messages that we want to spread. We have thoughts that we want to share, and we're gonna spread that a lot more if we work together versus if we try to tear each other down and think of ourselves as competition. That might be.
Right.
I think that's. And hey, based on the philosophy of BreadTube, I think that unites us pretty well. That plays. That feeds really well into our content and vice versa. I'm sorry, I'm rambling here.
No, it's cool. I get it.
Any last points? Any last tips for the up and comers out there?
Let's see. Any last tips? Just know that every single time it's I guess like the Effeminate Degenerate said in her, you look at the world through your own perspective. It's a pretty biased perspective. I mean, you could try to be unbiased and reach some sort of nuance, but really it's just, of course, don't be a bad faith actor. Just speak about it from perspective being like, oh, well, this is dumb because, well, it's dumb. Duh. Like, don't pull a Ben Shapiro, like when he made that argument. Well, pornography is bad because, well, it's bad. Like, no, don't do that. Actually provide research, try to get things from another perspective. Just make sure that they are in good faith, that, they are accredited, that they actually are factual. But also have good sound, just have a good personality. I mean, you could be edgy and be like, oh, yeah, I hate the world, blah, blah. But, like, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, there's a place for a large variety. You don't have to be super bubbly.
Right.
And you can be serious too, but we're
trying to find a balance, basically.
Trying to find a good balance. Be serious enough to spread a good. You can be funny and serious at the same time. Those are not opposites of one another. Or you can be like happy and serious at the same time. So all of these videos that we saw took a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of time that we could have been spent, or time that they could have been spent playing video games, or reading for fun instead of for research, or watching Netflix. And instead, they took this time to spread a message, to give us their perspective, and that was because they had something to say. And I think the very least that we can do is help support each other, is to do things like the thread that Low T Charlie did, do stuff like that you're doing and we're doing here, to help just in what little way we can. If it spreads to 4 people, we have 8 people watching. If those 8 people, if they found someone else one person out of that they like, that's awesome. If they clicked on every video and gave everybody a view, that's awesome. All that, every little bit helps. So I'm in a good mood, if that's not obvious. I'm in a very positive mood, feeling happy about it. All right. Do you want to... I think that's going to do it for today, guys. I'm so sorry. There's so many more videos, so many more people that deserve a shout out. I know, like, off the top of my head, The Neighborhood is this relatively new YouTube channel. They're called The Neighborhood, I think, with Mike and... Oh man, I'm a real terrible person. But the channel's called The Neighborhood. I'll find them and I'll put a link to them on Twitter. They're a really, really good channel.
Also, keep on the lookout for a YouTube channel called Collective U. They're the opposite of PragerU, but their videos are... I'm actually gonna type how it's spelled in chat. I think that's how it's spelled. Basically, they're kind of like the opposite of PragerU. They're the leftist PragerU, except they kind of do their videos more like Crash Course, or at least they're going to do their videos like Crash Course. And is it called Extra History, where they have like the animated people?
Yeah,
I love that type. I love that because that keeps me engaged because I like animation. But they're pretty much going to be like leftist PragerU with animation. They're going to discuss books, different theory, and if you guys are interested in that,
that's really interesting to me because for as much as we hate PragerU, those videos are engaging. They're well funded, well animated. So, I'm
gonna, and I think that the creator of Collective U, I'm gonna share the link in chat. The creator of Collective U, they said that all the funding that they get for their videos is purely through, I think, fan donations. I'm pretty sure they said that. But I remember I was watching one of Pig Puncher streams, and the creator of Collective U said that they want to try to get their funding Patreon sources through fans. But they haven't uploaded any content yet. They have 140 subs. So if you guys want to subscribe and try to,
Camazotz, don't you worry, dude. This is not the last time that we're going to do this. I really enjoyed the atmosphere. I loved watching these videos. Do not worry, man. You are going to get on here real soon. Go out there and make something good.
We need to do another one because they're only videos and you can only do so.
The only thing ruining my positivity is that we left out so many people, and this is not the last time we're gonna do this. So, y'all, thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching our stream. Thanks for helping us support all these smaller creators. Definitely go and follow Oreo on Twitter. So we can see. You can see our Twitter handles up in the top and bottom right corners. Go follow Oreo. He's the cool one. He's the one that you should follow for really good takes.
You can also go follow SJWdebates. He's cool too. It's not just me.
All right, y'all. We're gonna call it here. This has been the Debatereos podcast, episode 6, BreadTube Boost. I have been one of your hosts, Justin.
I've been one of your other hosts, Oreo.
And we will see you next time. Thank you guys so much, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. And now I get to pretend like I ended that correctly, and instead of looking for the stop streaming button, which is